Hi there, wonderful awakening beings and spiritual souls. Jo Rose of JoRose.com, numerologist and energy forecaster. In this video, I'm sharing with you February the 29th, Leap Year's Day. In this video, I'll share some insight I discovered and some numerology energy that you can invest in as we approach that day. Now, February the 29th is classed as Leap Year Day. It's a bonus, a full 24 hours extra that we get. How will you invest your time in this 24 hours? It's like an extra day we get to live. What's interesting is every 4 years, and I'm going to correct that now because this was an insight I discovered, almost every 4 years, we receive this bonus day. Now, as you know, most years consist of 365 days. However, we've learned that the time it takes the Earth to orbit around the Sun is almost 6 hours longer. So the true calculation is it takes the Earth 365 plus 1/4 minus 3/400. Now go do the maths on that. We have to adjust the calendar to bring it back in alignment with energy and nature. And this is what I've said before in many of my videos. Everything is energy. And as humans, we can come along and we can manipulate and alter and change. But you know what? Nature will win over every time. So I said to you almost every 4 years. And for most of us in this lifetime, we'll have noticed it has been every year. So how do you do the maths on this? So to work out the 3 years, 3/400, so we're talking about over a 400-year period, what we do is we take the leap year, what would be classed as the leap year, and if it's divided by 100 but not 400, that will not be a leap year because all leap years are divided by 4. So in 1700, 1800 and 1900, there was no leap year in that year. So while I'm saying just a small amount of us, we've got to be well, actually maybe none of us, 120 by now to have experienced not having it. But perhaps our family did experience this, those born pre-1900. The next time we won't get a leap year day will be in the year 2100 because that is not divided by 400. And this is how we pull it back, and this is how we get into alignment. And my suggestion is that we embrace this day and realign ourselves to the energy of nature, of earth, and to our spiritual path. Now let's look at this. Firstly, I want to say happy birthday, massive, great big happy birthday to anybody celebrating their birthday on the 29th of February. This year, you actually get to do this. If it was me, I'd be having an amazing day. And although I'm talking about the birthday, this video is to highlight how you all can have an amazing day this year. But having your birthday and only celebrating it on the 29th of February is a great way to feel younger. So I like that idea. Now, those born on the 29th of February will either celebrate on a non-leap year, 28th of February or 1st of March. Those born on a leap year day are either called Leapings, Leapers, or leap year babies. Is that you? Also on this day, every 4 years, is classed as Bachelor's Day. And this is the day when women can ask a man to marry them. Now, it's hoped that the man will marry them, but if they don't marry them, so tradition goes, they would have to give them some money so that they could carry on living without a partner, or buy them a dress so perhaps they could attract a new partner. I also read in the aristocratic world that if a woman was turned down, the man was to buy her 12 pairs of gloves. And it's believed that that was to hide that finger that didn't have a ring on it. So while it's a funny tradition, is there anyone, ladies, that you would like to propose to this Bachelor's Day? Give it a go. You might just get 12 pairs of gloves or a dress or some money if you play your cards right. Now what I want to do is look at the numerology of this day. Now we have it, the 29. The 29, 2 plus 9 is 11. We can see there's a master number in here, and 1 plus 1 is 2. When we see the master number, this is the number of illumination. This is the number of magical manifestation, psychic awareness. Your intuition is heightened if you get out of your own way. February is a 2 energy, as is if we reduce down the whole of 29. So the 2 is about harmony, collaboration, support. It's a very gentle, very feminine, very loving energy. If we was to add the 2 from the 29/11/2 and the 2 from February, we have a 4 energy. So what we would call the attributes of this day energy would be a 4, foundations, grounding, your roots and strength. When you look at the fact that we've got these 2 2s and this 4, you can almost see the 22/4. The 22/4 again is about turning dreams into reality, taking the ideal and making it physical. Now, I said to you, what are you going to do with this full 24 hours that you've got, this bonus 24 hours? How are you going to invest it? What I've got now is the numbers 1 to 9, and you can take this from your life path number. You can incorporate it with your personal year number. Now, I do have videos or playlists on your life path and your personal years in the link below. So if you are following your numerology and you understand that everything is energy, and you're on a life path and you've got a personal year, the idea of using this is the life path number is the journey that you're going to take. The personal year energy is there to influence, to keep nudging you along on this journey. Remember I said this day is about realignment. So let's look at what the numbers mean. Whether you're looking at the life path or your personal year here, or both, so you can look at the 2 numbers if you're not in the same personal year as a life path number, I've got some suggestions that you might like to consider with this 24 hours of free time that you have. Now, 1, rebirth. You're getting your time over again. Well, this is what the whole day is. It's just come, it's just appeared. You're getting your time over again. What would you do differently? So it's like a groundhog day. If you could live this day, if you're a life path 1 or a personal year 1, how could you do things differently as a fresh start, a new beginning? Let's move on to life path 2 or personal year 2. This energy is about support or being supported. Now, there is a big difference between doing things out of love and doing things out of guilt. And you need to recalibrate, realign yourself. Why do you do things? If you're always supporting others, take this day and have others support you, or at least you support you. If you're always supporting you, perhaps it's time to go out there and support others. Look at how you can readdress the way you interact in your relationships. 3, whether it's your life path 3 or your personal year 3, this day is all about expressing yourself, not suppressing yourself. Open up. Be vulnerable, whether it's through creativity in something, because when we're creative, it brings us in the moment. Again, we get to recalibrate and realign. But be creative in your business, in your relationship, in your home. Express yourself, whether it's in the decor or in communication with a loved one or family member. But it's really time to bring it up without blame or shame. Moving on. 4. Personal year 4, life path 4. This energy for today, 29th of February, build. Whether it's material or educational. Start and finish something so that you can feel the benefit. Are you one of those people that start things and never conclude, come along in the middle, get involved and disappear? The 4 is really about foundations, planning and organising. Maybe take a DIY project or do something creative on your business or for your home, but build something. It could be a flat pack, it could be a relationship, it could be any number of things. But what could you build with this 24 hours? Let's move on to 5. So 5 is about fearless. Again, I'm talking about the life path or personal year. Face a fear, expand yourself. What have you been saying no to? When maybe if today you said yes to it, you'd feel different. Fear gets in the way and we do everything out of love or fear. Everything is energy. What could you do today that could make your tomorrow difference? There's a great book, Susan Jeffers, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. So pick today to push down a fear. Meet it face on and say, I've got you. See how you expand and what your tomorrow feels like. Let's move on to 6. 6. So if you're in a life path 6 or a personal year 6, the energy for this day, I want to say, is responsibilities, yours or others. Obstacles are there to increase strength, whether it be your strength or someone else's strength. Not all responsibilities are yours, but some are. Know which ones are, take action and work on them. And those that aren't, guide them, educate them, leave them to experience it themselves. When we take ownership of what we're responsible for, it's so much easier to move forward. So again, when we know who's responsible for what, we get to realign ourselves and recalibrate. Every one of these numbers will help you do this today, 29th of February. Let me move on to 7. 7 is about self-improvement. Time to reflect and enhance. It's about study. So go on a workshop. If you're at Life Path 7 or Personal Year 7, get yourself out on a workshop that opens you up to something new, that puts you into the moment, that either increases your trust or intuition in yourself and in others. It could be anything from art and craft, academic, meditation, physical exercise, anything, but somewhere where you can improve yourself and your life. Let me move on to the 8 energy, personal year 8, life path 8. The energy for you this day is compassion. Share, not take. Less competition and more collaboration. The 8 energy is really about balancing spiritual and material. When we're not looking for win-win, it's going to cost somewhere. So be compassionate about others. You don't need to have everything, own everything, conquer everything to be really good and strong in this 8 energy. What happens when you collaborate? We get to move along together. Let's move on to 9. 9, the energy of forgiveness. So if you're in a personal year 9 or you're on a life path 9, forgiveness is something that you could work on this day, 29th of February. Forgive the self, forgive others, forgive humanity for what is going on in the world right now. Consider your environment. Everything is energy, and energy affects everything. Perhaps today you might want to go out and offer your services, to clean or cleanse the environment, to help a charity event, maybe do something that you can get sponsored from. The 9 energy is really a selflessness energy, but you've got to learn to love and understand yourself first for this to work. And sometimes we might think our whole world is crumbling, but if we went to a charity, offered our services for something, we get to see a different aspect of it. So whether you're a leaper, a leaping, or a leap year baby, we all get the benefit of 29th of February every 4 years almost. What are you going to do with this energy? If you want to understand more about numerology, do get in touch with me. I do readings, consultations and mentorships. Knowing your energy, you can constantly recalibrate over and over so that you're eventually in flow like an arrow, but not being forced. I once heard a story, and I don't know how true it is, that Concorde, that amazing aircraft that no longer flies, had 2 amazing computers. Now, the first computer was great, but Concorde flew so fast that it needed a second computer to confirm it was on target. And so the second computer was there to recalibrate. Use the 29th of February either as Bachelor's Day and go out and propose to somebody, or certainly invest it wisely in something that just helps you to realign and perhaps radiates out and helps the universe or planet Earth and humanity realign. If you've liked this video, give me a thumbs up. Please like my page, share, subscribe, push that bell. I'm going to be preparing many great videos over the year, and I would love to share this insight with you because they're all filled with amazing practices and behaviors that can improve your life, your health, your well-being, your relationships, your career, everything. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.